Hey everybody, ABC 10 meteorologist Brendan Menchef here. It's been a windy day, to say the very least, across Northern California. You see this picture here behind me. That's some wind damage. A tree fell and it unfortunately fell in a car. This was in downtown Sacramento. Let's jump right in, and I will start with some of the video here. This is from our own Garsh Paul Sangha that was out there and got this video. I mean, look at this tree damage there, tree in the road on top of the cars. Again, this was in Sacramento. And this is just one example of some of the damage that we've seen. Check this out. Here's a couple of pictures. This was from our own Brody Adams at ABC 10. Citrus Heights, some wind damage there as well. Trees and branches fell on the carport. Looks like it fell on the car as well. And then a tree completely blocking the road there. And that also fell on a car. These are just a couple of different examples of what we've seen across the region from the winds that have occurred this afternoon and are continuing through Sunday evening. Here are some max wind gusts. Point Reyes, 90 miles per hour out there north of San Francisco. But I want to point this one out. Mather, 68 mile per hour wind gusts. That just happened at about 6:45. So even though we've been seeing these 40 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts from about 1 or 2 p.m. in Sacramento, we are still continuing with these wind gusts and will until we get deeper into the evening hours tonight. Look at this. McClellan, 66 miles per hour. Placerville, 64. Sacramento International Airport, 63. Sacramento Executive, 60. Stockton, 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Travis Air Force Base, 59 miles per hour. Modesto, 55. Davis, 47 mile per hour wind gusts. And again, we're not done just yet. Some current gusts as of about 7 o'clock. You still see 50 to 60 miles per hour across much of the Sacramento metro. A little further to the south, San Joaquin Valley, about 40 to 50 as well. And then out in the Bay Area, 40 to 55 mile per hour wind gusts. That is just how this afternoon has gone across the region. Again, continues through the evening. High wind warning in effect across the valley and parts of the Bay Area. Wind advisory just about everywhere else in that tan color. These wind alerts continue for the next several hours as well. Here is the futurecast for wind gusts. And you're going to notice there's not a lot of tapering between about 7 and 8 p.m. tonight. Then when we get to about 8 to 9, we start to see winds go from 40 to 50 down to 30 to 40. And then tapering even further, maybe 25 to 35 by the time we get to midnight tonight. Overnight tonight, we're going to stay gusty. We're going to stay breezy. Gusts of about 20 to 25 miles per hour through the overnight hours and into the Monday morning commute across the region. So even though we're not going to be seeing these 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts tomorrow morning, still a good idea for that Monday morning commute, kind of a two hands on the wheel drive, especially if you're like on I-80, US 50, kind of that crosswind, because these winds out of the south, you're definitely going to want two hands on that wheel. Taking a look at radar over the last several hours, notice we've been in the dry sector of the storm. We've had the snow up in the Sierra, then we've had the rain over in the coastal range out in the Bay Area, but most of the valley is just seen some showers. It hasn't been real heavy, hasn't lasted a long time. We've got a decent amount, but it's coming in on the lower end of the forecast. And sometimes that's just how it goes. Sometimes you just kind of end up in the dry sector of the storm. But that doesn't mean the rain is over. You can see here on radar, we've got more coming in through the evening. And when we take a look at Futurecast in a few minutes, you'll see that we still have chances lingering into Tuesday. So here's the center of that storm. And as it's moved up the coast, that's what's brought the rain and the wind with it. If you think back to Thursday, Friday of this previous week, and the forecast was, yeah, it's going to be kind of a rain event, especially down for Southern California. Then Friday, Saturday, things started to change a little bit. This system off the coast started to become more clear on models, started to be stronger than initially expected. And then certainly Saturday into Sunday morning, what was happening is that storm was moving closer to the coast than expected. And that's what's brought the very strong wind to the valley, and certainly from about Monterey Bay up to Point Reyes and even a little bit further to the north than that. So it's been a rain, wind, and snow event across Northern California. And we're not really going to talk about Southern California in this video, but certainly a very rainy experience down there as well. Flash flooding possible, mudslides, landslides. Not a good situation down in Southern California either. 51 if you're getting up early on Monday morning, but it is going to be windy and it is going to be rainy as well. Still going to keep that shower chance overnight and into tomorrow. Winter storm warning continues for the Sierra. I feel like we haven't talked much about the snow with this storm, but we are going to see several feet of snow by the time this is all said and done. And it's also very windy up there, so travel is not recommended. Snow is coming down at about 1 to 3 inches per hour. And again, the forecast for the snow when the storm is done is going to be 3 to 4 feet at the pass level, with more as you go up to the resorts and further up the mountain. Flood watch continues across the valley until Tuesday morning because even though we haven't seen a lot of rain in some of these locations like Stockton, Modesto, Sacramento, we have a chance for thunderstorms, which can bring some brief heavy rain, can see some ponding on roads. And we've also seen areas to the north of Sacramento that have picked up a lot of rain, and there's even been a flood advisory in effect for a little while as well. So just because maybe you don't specifically see some of the rain or the snow or the wind, although we've all seen the wind today, doesn't mean it's not happening elsewhere, which is why we still have these alerts in effect. As we look at the severe weather potential, this is actually for Sunday night, overnight Sunday into Monday, this level 1 marginal risk, and really this is for tornado risk. There's a 2% chance of a tornado overnight. This would be a very brief spin up, very weak tornado if we were even to see it spin. But because we've got all that wind, we've got shear, we've got instability in the atmosphere. If we get an embedded thunderstorm with just the right conditions, it is possible we could get a funnel cloud to form, maybe even a tornado. More likely, if we get any thunderstorms, it'll be very windy, some small hail is possible, and some very heavy rain, albeit some brief heavy rain there. And of course, lightning possible as well. But the chance continues on Monday, even though we don't have that marginal risk for Monday. We do still have that general thunderstorm risk, and kind of the same rules apply. Looking at some brief hail, some brief spin-ups are possible. Again, that instability is going to be there tomorrow. And in fact, the instability is a little bit on the higher end compared to what we sometimes see in Northern California. But the wind and the rain and the lightning will be the primary threats. Second to that would be the potential for the funnel clouds and the small hail. So just be weather aware tomorrow. We're not out of the woods until we get closer to Wednesday with this system. Here's Futurecast from Sunday night. You can see some of the showers, potentially some thunderstorms embedded in here as we go through the overnight hours. Then tomorrow morning, we are going to have some rain for the morning commute. It'll still be breezy as well, although it is pretty scattered, pretty showery. Not going to be dumping the whole time likely, but the chances are out there. By Monday afternoon, now you can see that thunderstorm chance, some of these pop-up thunderstorms. Again, some of these could be making some small hail, like pea-sized hail, kind of similar to what we saw a few days ago across the valley. Some brief funnel spin-ups possible, and we keep the shower and thunderstorm chances through to Monday evening. Some model rainfall totals, what is still to come. It is pretty dependent on if we see thunderstorms, because anywhere that sees the entrainment or sees thunderstorms are going to have some of the higher totals. But generally about another ½ an inch is expected across the valley, with another 1 to 2 inches of rain up into the foothills. Model snowfall totals looking at another 1 to 2 feet to fall before the storm is over. And again, travel conditions through the Sierra are just not going to be pleasant until we get closer to Tuesday, because we're still going to see that heavy rain, or excuse me, heavy snow and the wind in the Sierra, which will make for difficult travel. And again, it's falling at 1 to 3 inches per hour. Sometimes that can make it difficult for the plows to keep up. Looking at highs tomorrow across the region, we're going to be near 60 degrees. The weather story tomorrow is the potential for thunderstorms through the afternoon. Tuesday, things become a lot more showery, especially in the valley. Snow starts to lighten up as well. We dry out on Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, looking at the potential for another system to pass through, although it is looking on the lower end of impacts, just some brief showers. Then we actually look to dry out and warm up a little bit as we work in towards next week and Valentine's Day, which is now just 10 days away. If you like these in-depth forecasts, ABC 10 Plus, live, local, always on. You can download it for free on the Apple TV, Roku, or Fire TV. We put these extended weather forecasts up there in the weather playlist, so you can get that there. You can also find our weather specials that we do here at ABC 10, such as Mega Flood, Water Wasted, and the California Drought series as well. Thanks for watching.